Good morning, hello, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Lauren and I am a first grade teacher. I can only say that for like 5 more weeks, so I gotta really make the most of it, y'all. But anyways, today's video is going to be another work day in my life. I've been sharing some of my online learning ideas, things like that. And honestly, I just like having these because I feel like these videos are going to become a little bit of a time capsule that I will look back on and think, oh my goodness, remember that time in my first year of teaching when there was a global pandemic? I mean, what are the odds? So I'm gonna want to look back on these for sure. We're in the car because I just went and got coffee. Got my Starbucks. Alyssa, if you watch my last vlog, she's like my girl. She's my favorite person ever. She works there. She was not working the window, so I was a little sad. And then I was driving out of the parking lot and I heard someone say, Lauren! And she was taking a break outside, which is so funny. So then I got to roll down my window and say what's up. But anyways, I'm feeling really good right now. Was listening to some tunes. I got caffeinated. Right now it's about 9 o'clock, so yeah, there's that. Slept a little later than normal today. I had some crazy dreams last night, but I heard that's a psychological effect of quarantine, actually. So I was really enjoying my crazy dreams, slept a little late, got my coffee. All of that to say, welcome to a day in my life as a teacher working from home. Time to go eat breakfast and get to work. Okay. First things first, I forgot to wear earrings today. So if you guys were thinking when I was in the car just now, oh my gosh, is she okay? I'm okay, I just forgot to put them on. But anyways, now I feel much better. These are from one of my friends, Courtney. She has an earring shop. I will tag her shop below. I believe it is Court Gale Earrings by Court Gale, but they're just these little pom-pom earrings. I think they're so fun, but now I'm feeling much happier because I have earrings on. Anyways, first things first. Yesterday was Tuesday. On Monday, I sent out weekly summaries for last week's learning to all of the families. And they're all personalized. It says how many live sessions their student attended out of how many we had, how many assignments they completed out of how many were assigned, and then comments and feedback on the work that they did submit and anything like that. And then the last part is an engagement score. And I just want to talk about that really quickly. So in Massachusetts, our online learning model has shifted. We have new guidelines from the state, and the work is no longer considered optional. It's now being scored on an engagement basis. So they're going to receive a score every 2 weeks on a scale from 0 to 3 out of 3. So there's 4 different scores they can get. They can get no engagement, and that can be, there's 2 different sub-scores for that one. It can be because they just aren't doing anything, or if they're doing alternative assignments, and I'll talk about that. 1 out of 3 if they have low engagement, 2 if they have moderate, and then 3 out of 3 if they have high levels of engagement. So what I did is I just felt like those were very arbitrary, and I was worried that it was grading families kind of behind their back without having a numbered system or any sort of a system of accountability that they are familiar with, that they get to see week to week. It would just be me assigning something without really me assigning a score without really giving them a breakdown of hey, you need to come to this many out of this many or complete this many out of this many in order for your child to receive a high engagement score. So what I did is I took the total number of live sessions that we had, which was 5, and the total number of online assignments, which was 8, put it together, 13, and then I broke that down into thirds. So obviously if they did 0 out of 13, that would be a 0 of their engagement score. If they did between 1 and let me pull one up. If they did between 1 and 5 of those things. So if they came to all 5 live sessions but didn't do any assignments, if they did 2 assignments and 3 live sessions, if they only have 1 through 5 out of the 13 total points, they got low. If they have between 6 and 9 of the total points, they got moderate. And if they have 10 or more of the 13 points, they got scored as high engagement. And that is coming from our district. We have to submit these engagement scores for families week to week, because basically what they want to know is that students are submitting assignments and they are working towards readiness for re-entry as a student next year. So anyways, I submitted all of those engagement scores and I sent out all of these personalized weekly summary sheets on Monday for last week. And now what I have to do, this is the fun part about online teaching, is that you have to like document everything, because it's hard for officials to like know. This is just like teaching in general. Everyone wants to like know what you're doing, so you got to document everything. So we have a communication tracker, and anytime we have one-to-one communication with a family or a parent, we have to document that communication on this communication tracker, and you have to put the date, the student, the parent's name, the reason for reaching out, your method of contact, what came of it, and then any follow-up steps, and then your initials. So it's like an 8-step form for every one-to-one contact. And I just sent out these summaries on a one-to-one basis to all 18 of my families. So I have to do 18 entries into that tracker, which is fine. I did this to myself. But I just feel like the families deserve to know what's going on behind the scenes, what the engagement score is, what it's made up of, and here's your week-to-week rolling engagement score for your student. I feel like they deserve that. So anyways, oh, I also said I was going to talk a little bit about the 0 score of engagement, but offline assignments. Some of my families just don't want to do online work, I suppose, is like the reasoning for that. They have offered Chromebooks to everyone in the district, and those are like still being distributed, even though we only have 5 weeks left of online learning. And they've also provided internet to everyone. So it's not that they don't have the means to do it, because they have a computer and they have the internet, but a lot of them just like developmentally aren't able to sit in front of a device for hours a day and do this. And like, I understand that. So some of my families are sending me alternative work that their students are doing, and some of them I'm sending them assignments that can then be like printed out. Some of them like can print at home, some can print at their employer, and then they're doing alternative assignments based on the same core standards that we're doing in our like live online learning sessions. That way what their child is working on aligns with the essential standards I talked about in my last video. So anyways, that's all I have to tell you guys about engagement scores, but now I need to start submitting all 18 of those one-to-one contact forms. And then I'll get back to you. Communication forms are all completed, which is great. Now I am going to pre-read the sections of this book that we were going to read today. So I have live sessions every day. I think I've talked about that like a lot recently, but 2 of them each week are read alouds, and we read a Magic Treehouse chapter book. But I always do try to do like a comprehension skill or something else with the read aloud, so that we are really like engaging with the book in a way that's going to help them kind of hone their own reading skills. But I think what we're going to do today is I'm going to pre-teach some vocabulary that are going to be in like the chapters that we're reading. And then when they come up in the story, we're going to talk about them. We'll probably do some like hand motions. That way when they come up in the story, when they hear me reading, they can like do the hand motion to show me, oh, that's our vocabulary word, we know what that means. And maybe I'll challenge them to like put the words into a sentence or something as like an extra bonus challenge at the end of our live lesson. But I do need to take this down. This is from yesterday. I think I shared about this lesson on my Instagram. I have been doing like watch me teach post where I record my lessons, like bits and pieces of them, and I put it together, like edit it into like a 5-minute video or so, and I post it on Instagram. But this week I did a math lesson on place value on my Insta, so this I didn't record, but it was just a lesson on syllables. We first reviewed the vowel sounds. I'm trying to like get the cards to show you. We reviewed the vowel sounds, and I didn't introduce them as that. I just said I have some sounds for us to practice today, and we did all 5 short vowels. And then I asked them, why do you think we just did these letters? What's special about these letters? And I had them share what they know, make the connection that, oh, these are the vowels. And then we talked about syllables and how those are the parts of the word, each with their own vowel sound. And then what we did, it was all like auditory. We didn't have the written words, but they would name the picture card, each taking turns. I would show them a picture card. They name it kite. How many syllables? 1. And then I would sort it for them. So just like a syllable practice sort, but I need to get that cleaned up because I feel like it's going to be distracting being bright yellow and behind me today. So anyways, I am going to pre-read for vocabulary, get some student-friendly definitions written down. Kind of, a lot of times I like to have them come up with a hand motion, so I'm going to try to pick some words that lend themselves to hand motions, just because that kind of helps with the more active learning, to have some motions to do while we're reading, and it keeps students kind of listening really closely because they want to know when they hear a word so that they can do the motion. So anyways, pre-reading, cleaning that up, picking my vocabulary, and I will get back to you. Alrighty, I have prepared little vocabulary cards. I went ahead and read through the chapters we're going to read. I think will end up being chapters 2, 3, and 4. I'm hoping to get through. I think I'll probably go a little longer than 30 minutes today just to get through those 3 chapters, and then if they have to go, they can go, obviously. But that way we're able to kind of make a dent into this book, because last time we were kind of like previewing the text, making predictions, all of that jazz, and we only got through the prologue in chapter 1, which I feel like wasn't very much. And I try to finish the book in like no more than 3 sessions, just so that there's like some cohesiveness and that they're not trying to think back to like 2 weeks ago, which was the last time we read anything in here, to try to figure out like what might happen next. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to try to keep it like contained within like a 1 week time frame. So anyways, we're gonna hopefully get through 3 chapters today, but the vocabulary words that I picked to preview were spine, stream, rush, and valley. Those were all found in the chapters we'll be reading, and then I just typed up a kid-friendly definition and added a like free clip art found on Google. So these are my little vocabulary cards. We'll learn spine, the backbone; stream, a small flowing body of water; rush, to go quickly. This one's actually used like 4 times. I wasn't gonna do it at first, but it's in the chapter so many times. So we're gonna do this one, and then valley, an area of low land between mountains or hills. And then I'll talk about some of like the vocabulary teaching strategies that we'll use for this one. Spine, backbone, we'll probably do synonyms. So in my classroom, we just kind of like came up with this little hand sign when we learn about synonyms, a word that we can like attach to a word we already know to help us remember. So we use our hands, we say spine, spine, backbone, backbone, synonyms, just to show that they're the same. For stream, we will probably do shades of meaning and likely make a hand sign that has to do with like river, stream, river, stream. So we can learn that it's similar to a river, but it's almost less than a river, or like a small river. So that's what we'll do for this one. Rush, we'll probably just make a little hand sign to go quickly. And then valley, I love this one because you can make the letter V with your hands and it looks like a valley. That's just so nice. And we actually, our school is located in a valley, so nice teachable moment. But those are the 4 vocabulary words I will pre-teach before we read our chapters today. And then while we're reading, when they hear the word valley, they can go like this to show me that they are hearing the word that we just learned. When they hear the word rush, they could show me our hand sign. When they hear stream, they might go like this to show it's smaller than a river, but they know what it is. And when they hear spine, I'm sure our hand sign for spine, I'm gonna let them come up with it, but I'm sure it will just be like pointing to the back, because like what else would you do for that one? So those are our vocabulary words. Here's the text. We're ready for the live session at noon. I don't have any other meetings today, which is interesting. So right now it's about 10:30 and I have an hour and a half before our read aloud lesson at noon. So maybe I'll just call some families to check in with them. But like I said, I did reach out to all families on Monday, which was only 2 days ago. And I don't like to overcrowd them. I know that everyone is dealing with enough at this time, and I don't want to like harass families by any means. So I'm just gonna find something to work on for the next hour and a half, maybe planning for next week, and then it will be lesson time. something to do resulted in me organizing all of like the lesson materials that I have created or found, printed, cut, all of that for my online learning sessions. I just have been like stacking piles of cards, like the syllable cards and the letter cards, and like they were just a mess. So over here I have like a hanging file thing that I wasn't using stupidly, so I like clothespenned each set of cards and organized them by subject. So there's that. That was nice to get organized. And now it is 11:52, so my live read aloud reading session is starting in about 8 minutes. But I just want to show you guys what my very fancy desktop riser looks like. It's a yoga block. I do not have a laptop riser just because I don't feel the need to have my laptop like lifted all the time. I like it on my desk, but I only like it a little lifted up, more at like eye level when I'm doing these sessions. So I have yoga blocks in my house because I practice yoga. So this is just one of them that I took from my little stash of like yoga stuff, and I just use it as my laptop riser. And then while I am teaching, I get these nice little reminders. Namaste, breathe, stretch, om. So there we go. Here's my laptop riser. I'll link it in my Amazon storefront. I'm just kidding. But anyways, time to read with my kiddos. I'll share some clips with you guys, I'm sure. 3, 2, 1. Good morning. Really quick, I want everyone to show me with your thumb how you're feeling today. Before we can get started, it's very important that we're remembering our listening rules, even though we're on a computer. So let's say them together. Here we go. Eyes watching.
Eyes watching.
Good. Ears listening.
Ears listening.
Voice quiet.
Voice quiet.
Body still.
Body still.
You got it. I know you're so excited to find out what happens with Jack and Annie and the ninjas, but we have 4 vocabulary words to learn. Oh, good. Let's do that one. Here we go. Rush. Try it, first grade. Rush. Awesome. Okay, I'll do it, then you do it. Stream.
Stream.
Spine.
Spine.
Good. Does anyone already know what a spine is?
It's on your back.
It's on your back. Yes, good thinking. Spine.
Spine.
Backbone.
Backbone.
Synonyms.
Synonym.
You got it. Your spine is the same thing as your backbone. One more new word. Here we go. I'll say it, then you say it in a monster voice. Valley.
Valley.
Last time we read in our story, Jack and Annie thought that Morgan was maybe in trouble, but we've only got through chapter 1, and today there's some pretty big adventuring to be done. 2 ninjas were standing on rocks near the water. They were staring at the valley below. First grade, how would you feel if you saw 2 real-life ninjas? Raise your hand if you would like to share. How would you feel?
Shy.
Shy. Oh, you might feel a little shy. You might not want to talk to the ninjas. Good thinking. He and Annie grabbed the top of the rope ladder. They pulled the ladder into the treehouse. What do you think? Is that going to stop the ninjas from getting in? Thumbs up if you think it will work. Thumbs down if you think it won't be enough. What do you predict? Jack wished he could see their faces. He couldn't tell what they were thinking. How would it be helpful if they could see their faces?
Their face would show the feeling.
Their face could show their feeling. How could their face show their feeling?
The mouth could show the feelings.
Yes, their mouth might show feeling. Like if they were doing this, how would they be feeling? Maybe they're happy ninjas, but you just can't tell because you can't see their smiles. And she is going to lead us in our I ams. Okay, get those hands ready.
I
am smart. Good. I am kind. I can do anything. You got it. Nice job, first grade. Alrighty, my first graders, you know the deal. I can't hang up on you, so you have to hang up on me.
Okay, many places.
Okay, goodbye. Okay, 3 chapters was a bit ambitious. That took 47 minutes instead of the 30 that I had scheduled, which is fine. If they had to go, they could have left before we finished, but oh my goodness, that took much longer than I anticipated, which also means that I just filmed a 48-minute lesson that I'm gonna hopefully edit through some clips to show you guys what we did, but it was a really good read aloud today. We remembered our hand motions. But anyways, that is all for today's lesson. And now what I do as soon as they are over, I have a live session attendance document that I go into immediately, and I go through their student numbers in my head, 1 through 18, and I just type the names of everyone who was there today, along with any instructional staff who came. So today our occupational therapist popped in just to say hello so they could see her and just have a friendly face. Also this week, our English language learner teacher has come. The paraprofessional that works with some of my kiddos came. Our assistant principal has come to one. I just share the links with anyone just in case they want to kind of just like hop in and see the kids. I'm more than happy to have that happen. So yeah, that was good that she was there. They were really happy to see her. But anyways, now I'm going to fill out this live attendance document so that everything is fresh in my mind and I don't forget a child who is actually there. And then I will get back to you guys. The document is updated, and now what I also do after all of our live sessions is I take a picture of any of the resources that we like used together or completed together if we did one of the think sheets that I've used before, along with the book, and I just kind of like lay them out flat on the black desk and I just take a picture of them because every morning before our live session I post on our class tag just a post and it says live learning update. So for example, today's said live learning update. In today's live session from 12 to 12:30 we'll be learning some new vocabulary words and then listening for them in chapters 2 through 4 of Magic Treehouse number 5, Night of the Ninjas. And I just share the link and everything. And then what I do is I comment on that original post with the picture I'm about to take, showing them what we did in case they missed it, and then adding a post session learning challenge if they want to do it. So today what I'm going to do is lay these out and take the picture, and I'll post it and say, we had a lot of fun today learning these 4 new vocabulary words from chapters 2 through 4 of our story. Jack and Annie had a great adventure, something along those lines. And then I'll say, learning challenge, have your scholar write a sentence with one of these vocabulary words and comment the picture here on this thread. So I'll challenge them to use one of the words in a sentence in their writing, post a picture of it there, and then we'll see if any of them come up with some great sentences for these, just as kind of like a follow-up little informal assessment of their knowledge of these words. That's totally optional, and I don't count any of those little like post-session learning challenges in their engagement score that I was talking about earlier. It's just a nice little follow-up piece if they want to talk to their kids about these words, if they want to kind of like be equipped with these words if they missed the session. Maybe they want to introduce these words on their own to their kiddo if they weren't able to make it. So anyways, I'm going to take that picture and post. Okay, the picture is posted on class tag. I forgot to mention I always also take a photo of like the resources and the things that I used, and I post it on my Instagram story, just like a picture of what our live learning was for the day. I don't know if that's been like helpful for anyone, and I certainly hope it's not like overwhelming for anyone. I just want to share like real things that I'm doing, knowing that I have like a lesson live every single day, things that I'm planning that are easy and like have been working like for me and our standards base for my kids. So I hope that that's not overwhelming anyone. Please let me know below if those have been like useful at all, sharing my daily lesson ideas. But anyways, now it is about 1:15 and I'm going to go have some lunch, and then I will talk to y'all later. Hello, we are in the kitchen, 1, because I just ate lunch, and 2, because I'm sick of sitting in the same spot and filming that spot all day long because I'm sure it's boring for you guys, so I'm sorry. I'm in the kitchen now, so change of scenery, another plain white background. How exciting. But anyways, I have something to show you. I have a big, and when I say big, I mean like big, Amazon box full of something for next year. Oh, That's unfortunate. Anyways, so I was kind of thinking about next year, and we've been told to anticipate like a hybrid reopening, although that is definitely still like up in the air. But thinking about that and thinking about just like the way that I have my supplies organized and like my tables are color coded and everything, I kind of started to like come to the realization, ice maker. There it is. Anyways, I've come to the realization that we probably are not, we're definitely not going to have shared supplies, shared scissors, shared crayons, like any of the sharing is not gonna happen, but I still want them to have color coding because I'm crazy. So I purchased in like, I will say panic purchased, I'm gonna make that a term. I panic purchased these supplies for next year, which is a bad idea because we don't even know how we're opening, or like if we're gonna open for live learning at school, or if we'll be online, or if, like, we don't even know yet. So I'm not suggesting you buy these. I'm just gonna show you what I panic purchased. They are pencil pouches. There is 6 colors. I'll hold them up so you can see them. There's a hot pink, an orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. We all know that I have 5 tables, and purple is getting eliminated. I don't like purple. Sorry, that's just it. I don't like it, but it came in the pack, so I got it. But I ordered 5 sets of these. I don't want to tell you how much they were. I'll just say it. Altogether, it was like $40 in pencil pouches, which is silly. I'll say that again. But I'm happy that I have a way to color code individual supplies now. So the tables will still be colored. They'll just have like all of their own things in their pouches, which I'm assuming I'm going to attach like a command hook to the edge of the table in their table spot. And then like this will like hang like such by their table spot, and then they'll be able to get their things when they need them. So yeah, exciting purchase. Sorry, someone's outside the window watching me show off my pencil pouches. But now I am going to study a little bit. I don't know if I've talked about it on my channel. I don't think I have. But here in Massachusetts, they really love your money. I'm just kidding. They really like all teachers who move to Massachusetts to take all of the Massachusetts licensing exams and do all of the Massachusetts things, even if you have a license in another state like I do, aka Florida. So anyways, all year this year, I have been teaching under what is considered a provisional license because they have one exam that I haven't taken yet. The exams here are called MTELs. And the exam I haven't taken yet is the Sheltered English Immersion exam because I have an ESOL endorsement on my license, my professional license in Florida. And I was kind of fighting all year to have that reciprocated here. I did a transcript review process that got denied. I've spoken with like the people at the like office of licensing, and it's just not going to happen for me. So the only way for me to continue teaching in Massachusetts after a year without that is to transition my license from provisional to initial or like professional. And in order to do that, you have to take their exam. Mind you, I've already taken and passed and gotten licensed in Florida, all of the exams, and I took all of the other Massachusetts exams last summer. So what happened was that like I was just so done with spending money on exams last summer, and I just didn't want to do the SEI exam because I was like, this is crazy. I've spent so much money. I don't have to have it to do my first year here. So I didn't get it under the assumption that I would be able to like have it reciprocated from Florida, which never happened. So now I have to do the exam before I can teach here another year because you can only teach under a provisional license for 1 year. So I have to take the test, but I did like a webinar online study thing that was relatively overpriced, but I'll tag it below if you are interested or if you have to take a similar exam. I thought it was pretty good. So I did that, and my exam has been rescheduled multiple times. I had it, I think, initially scheduled for like the last week of May. That got canceled. I scheduled it for June 4th. That got canceled. Now I have one scheduled for June 2nd in Hartford, Connecticut. So I would have to drive to Connecticut to take it. But anyways, with that being said, between now and that testing date, I am trying to study about an hour a day. I already like taken a similar exam in Florida and had classes that are similar, but I do find that like it's always a good opportunity. It was just like I've shifted my perspective now, and it's been a very good like relearning opportunity for me, just getting back into sheltering content and like WIDA levels and suggested activities for the varying like levels of proficiency for English language learners. And like it's never a bad thing. Like it's not bad knowledge to review. So I'm going to study for an hour a day between now and my exam on June 2nd. So I'm going to go sit in the spot that I just said I'm sick of sitting in. I'm gonna go sit there and study for an hour, and then that will be it for the day as far as, sorry, I'm like clapping a lot, I need to stop. That will be it as far as like office work, sitting there doing stuff, because it's way too nice outside and I need some sun. So time to go study. Well, it is 6:10 and I realized that I 100% left you guys hanging. I'm sorry. But like I mentioned, it's really beautiful today in Massachusetts. The weather actually has, knock on wood, taken like a swing in the right direction, which is amazing. You guys don't know this about me, or you might not, but I consider myself like a reptile. Like I charge up in the sun. I love being outside in nice weather, soaking up the sun, just doing anything. Like we like to play wiffle ball, throw the frisbee, literally anything outside. But anyways, it was amazing to be outdoors for a while and just enjoy the sunshine. But anyways, now it is about dinner time and I never ended the vlog. So I just wanted to thank you all for being here, of course, for my first year teaching journey. Thank you for the ideas that you share for online teaching. Thank you for everything. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And if you want to stick around, feel free to subscribe and then you'll be here for the next one. And P.S. we just got word about breaking down our classrooms. So if you want to see that vlog, stay tuned, subscribe, stick around, but I'll see you guys next time. Bye.